It's a question that no woman wants to ask herself. Nonetheless, according to recent data gathered from the General Social Survey, 20% of interviewed men admitted to having at least one incident of infidelity while married. So if your woman's intuition has you wondering if that sinking feeling in your stomach is more than just paranoia, check out our list of top 10 signs your man may be cheating. Welcome to the Eros channel, your go-to source for all things love. If you've yet to subscribe, click our logo on the bottom right corner and let us be your guide through the exhilarating and often complex world of love, relationships, and intimacy. Now let's address those doubts that have been keeping you up at night and dive into our list of top 10 signs your man may be cheating. Number 10. A sudden change in his appearance. Did your man abruptly swap out his drab wardrobe for a more modern and fashionable ensemble? If so, there may be more than meets the eye to his new threads. While there's nothing wrong with a man who consistently, and consistently being the key word here, tries to improve himself, a sudden change in his physical appearance may be a red flag. A faithful man will seek to improve himself as part of his commitment to his partner and as a way to reach his own self-actualization. However, he will include his partner in the process by seeking their opinion and approval. If your man went to work looking like this and came home looking like this, without including you in the transformation, it may be someone else he's trying to impress. Facetiousness aside, wardrobe, although the most common, is not the only upgrade you should pay attention to. A combination of new hairstyle, grooming habits, or increased gym time may also constitute a warning sign. Number 9. He is extra careful about leaving his cell phone around. This sign is a bit harder to detect nowadays since we are all pretty much glued to our cell phones. However, if your man is guarding his cell phone like the Queen's Guard protects the royal residence, then there may be a smoking gun on that device. No matter how tech-savvy your man might be, it's almost impossible to eradicate all digital evidence of infidelity. Try to think about the last time your man left his phone vulnerable and unattended. If you can't even remember such a time, you may be competing with another female in his contact list. And if he insists on taking his phone on the shortest of trips, like to grab something from his car in the garage, or even a walk to another room in the house, that phone most likely has the answer you're looking for. Number 8. He accuses you of being unfaithful. This sign is the most conflicting. However, the human mind is complex, and oftentimes our words and actions are rooted in something much deeper than what is apparent on the surface. An unfaithful man may accuse you of cheating for several reasons, all of which are red flags. Unless you're actually cheating, of course. He may be doing it to simply throw you off his trail. It's a defense mechanism which is very common when a cheating man is backed up into a corner. Not only will he accuse you, but he will speak about unfaithfulness as a vile and unacceptable act. Surprisingly, some men will use this tactic when they are truly in fear of getting cheated on. So they actually do it first. As stated earlier, this warning sign may be the result of deeper issues of insecurity and self-esteem. But regardless of the source, an unwarranted accusation hurled at you is definitely something to be concerned about. Number 7. He's around much less often. This warning sign may seem obvious, but many times the onset can be subtle, and women may not notice the change until much after it's begun. Your own denial may allow you to initially accept the excuses of long hours at work, special projects, or a friend who's going through a rough time and needed someone to talk to. But if your man is simply not around as much as he used to be, he may be spending his time with someone else. Number 6. You're excluded from get-togethers with friends or work functions. If you've been pushed out of his inner circle and you're no longer his VIP guest, then someone else may have taken your spot on the guest list. Cheating requires a man to tell a series of lies that often snowball and are difficult to control. If he's been unfaithful, it's unlikely that he will risk one of his friends inadvertently slipping up and revealing a small detail about his recent actions. A cheating man must always be covering his tracks, and a room filled with his friends is like navigating a minefield. Every step is a threat to his hidden secrets. The same goes for his work-related events. His co-workers may hold clues to his recent schedule changes, and exposing you to them is too much of a liability. Even more obvious, one of his co-workers may be the other woman in question. Studies show that men are more likely to cheat with co-workers, while women are more likely to cheat with close friends. Number 5. He constantly mentions someone else. You may think only the worst skilled liars would be guilty of this, but it's actually very common for a cheating man to constantly tell you about the other woman. Having an affair is usually a significant event for most, and is a source of a variety of new and concentrated emotions. These emotions are so strong that they often leave men unable to stop thinking about the other woman and verbalizing those spontaneous thoughts to you. A series of seemingly innocent comments about a friend or coworker's sense of humor, wardrobe, recent story, or even a criticism can be a warning sign that she is dominating his thoughts. Number 4, he is experiencing money problems. If your man always had his finances squared away and is suddenly experiencing money shortages, there may be someone occupying a new line item in his budget. Cheating can be a very expensive bad habit and can easily manifest itself in a cash shortage or increased credit card debt. Men can be easily blinded by a new interest and spend much more than they intend to make a good impression. Keeping the affair a secret can also add to the expenses. Spending on hotels, restaurants, and venues that are far from anywhere you might be can add up quickly. Not to mention the gifts and other leisure activities associated with cheating. After all, free and budget-friendly date nights at home, comprising of Netflix and chill, is a privilege usually reserved only for faithful couples in an established relationship. Number 3, he has begun to pick fights with you. Despite being the most intelligent and evolved living things on the planet, humans are still largely emotional beings, plagued by weaknesses and insecurities, which leads us to our next warning sign that your man may be cheating. If he has recently begun to point out all the negative aspects of your relationship or attack you personally, he could very well be trying to rationalize his behavior. It is human nature to deal with guilt by lying to ourselves and creating excuses for the negative things we do, so that in our minds we are free from guilt. Number 2, he gets you to stop doing nice things for him. There is a well-known quote that reads, "Nothing is more wretched than the mind of a man conscious of guilt." Titus. Guilt can destroy a person from the inside out, and if he's being unfaithful, every loving or pleasant thing that you do for him drives that dagger of guilt a little deeper. You may find him running in the opposite direction when you offer to cook him a meal, engage in physical intimacy, or even help out with errands around the house. If he is a cheater who experiences guilt, any one of these nice deeds could be too much for him to bear. Number 1, decreased physical and emotional intimacy. There is no other time during which humans are more exposed and vulnerable than during intimacy. Infidelity is almost always evident during this time. Although in some instances, a man may actually initiate more sex while being unfaithful, the emotional intimacy associated with it will almost always change or decrease. You may feel your partner is simply going through the motions during sex. This feeling of emptiness is undeniable and a telltale sign something is wrong. If your man is not interested in sex altogether, it's possible someone else is on his mind. All of these signs can be evidence of infidelity, either on their own or in combination with one another. However, your own intuition can be one of the most accurate detectors of a cheating man. Research suggests that a woman's intuition is a real and instinctive skill. Several studies have shown that women are much more likely to pick up on subtle non-verbal messages that a man may be unwillingly exhibiting. And with that, we've completed our list of the top 10 warning signs that your man may be cheating. Please don't forget to subscribe for more great videos. Feel free to leave your comment below and share any other warning signs that you've experienced or witnessed. And as always, love yourself first.